So this is a review of Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 9, Part 3. I was initially going to review all of the reunion, but Part 1 and Part 2 was so nothing that it just wasn't worth the time. But Part 3, we're starting to get into the stuff, right? So next week should be really, really good with the final piece of the part of the reunion. But we definitely did not need 4 parts. So on this reunion, Part 3, it started out with Sheree and Bob. And so, Bob apologizes to Sheree for what he said. And she responded that, I guess she accepts his apology, still open to them having a friendship. She paused a long time before she commented on relationship potential for them in the future. And then she ended up saying that he's not where she needs him to be in order for them to be in a relationship, which to me still sounds like she's hopeful that he may change or something for them to get together. So, the interesting part about this to me is, especially for women looking at this who may be in this situation, or young girls who may be in this situation, is that it's so interesting to me how so many people, even before this part, even like on the, what's the show with the host? Andy has the Watch What Happens live show, and then other interviews about Bob. Everybody who talks about Bob talks about how great a guy he is. Like, he is just, he's such a goofy and funny guy. I've known him for years. I never knew he had this side of him, but he's such a great guy. And that great guy thing, like, overrules everything else, if you ask me. Even when they pepper it with, yeah, but that's bad what he did, and I was surprised he shouldn't have done that, but he's such a great guy. And it's just, to me, it's almost as if the magnitude of what he did is just not as strong as it should be. And it's almost like people are having more sympathy for him in some ways than they are having for Sheree. So this whole notion that, they could, build some kind of friendship, to each their own. They have kids. The kids are grown. I don't understand why anyone would want to pursue a friendship with somebody who's been beating their ass. Okay, I don't understand that. I don't, with the history that they have, and even the things that he said when they were going on the trip, to let you know that the mentality for the man who did those things all those years ago is still the same. I don't even get why there's this need to be friends. We could be cordial because we have kids. I don't have to hate you, but why we've got to try to build some great friendship, I don't get that. And I do think it sends the wrong message to young girls, where it may make them be more lenient and more open to staying connected with their abusers. So I just didn't really care for how all of that is being presented. And so Peter interrupted all of that. To me, Peter was just drunk as hell. And so he interrupted talking about, if he wasn't his friend, he would have, hit him in his face, and he was just sickened by whatever. Peter was just ad-libbing all over the place before he left the stage, but more on him in a bit. But the next part of the reunion was about Peter and Cynthia's divorce. And Cynthia was very mild in her responses and took a lot of the blame for the end of the marriage. Peter, on the other hand, was like, I'm fucking everybody. I'm just fucking everybody. I don't give a shit about anything going on up here anymore. I'm fucking everybody. Peter is drunk. Peter is pissed. Peter is annoyed. And when Portia started talking about the baby nup, and Phaedra started talking about she wanted Portia to have the whole package, Peter jumped back into that too. And then he just leaves the stage and tells the cameraman that he just wishes that Cynthia would have been stronger. And he's just out. He's like, I'm over it. Peter was clearly, to me, drunk. Peter's always been an emotional guy. In the past seasons, many of us thought Peter should definitely have a peach. He's always been that emotional guy. But I'm telling you right now, Peter is entertaining to me, and I would be down with Peter having his own show in Charlotte. I would actually watch it, because I really don't know how Cynthia is going to survive on this show without Peter, because she's boring, but I would definitely watch a Peter show, whatever they want to call it, about his lifestyle in Charlotte, the clubs, his new dating scene, and all of that. I would watch it. Peter is entertaining as fuck. So they should have given him his peach, and I wish him well, but he was over it. He was out of there. That's it. So then they went to the part where Shamia comes on the stage. Now, Shamia part of the reunion was good. You know, some people are even saying that Shamia needs to get a peach. And she was giving it to Phaedra. But she should have been going harder at Portia, if you ask me, because Portia betrayed her, choosing loyalty to Phaedra over her. And if you ask me, somebody needs to be wondering if Phaedra and Portia are hooking up, because that's just some deep loyalty there. I mean, it doesn't even make sense how loyal Portia is to Phaedra. It just doesn't make sense. You know, now, and I don't even know how to assess that, because you could go to the default of Portia's just dumb, but I'm not really truly convinced Portia is as dumb as she appears to be. I think a lot of it was just doing stuff, for her role on film. I'm not really sure. I'm torn between if she's really stupid or acting stupid. But she's very loyal to this person over a friend she's had for years, and I just don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me why you would be so loyal to Phaedra. So when the reunion ended and the whole thing about the drugs came up and why would you say that and everything, and when Portia said, I can't talk about it anymore because Candy has served me papers, so I'm going to turn the mic over to Phaedra and let her speak on it because she's the one who told me this. End of scene. I mean, we got to wait till Sunday night to find out exactly what the deal is, but you could already tell from what's going to happen next week that it's about to go down. One thing I will say, and I'm very excited to see part 4, but Phaedra needs some therapy, okay? She's one of the fakest persons ever. I mean, this whole appearance versus reality thing. This is a theme, it looks like, with her life. I personally don't believe her hands were clean with all of that Apollo stuff. It's illogical to me to think that she would have been totally clueless, unaware, and perhaps not even involved in what he was doing. That doesn't even make any sense. But this thing that Portia has for Candy, no, I'm sorry, not Portia, that Phaedra has for Candy is crazy. I mean, the thing she did with Johnny, the lies she was talking about Phaedra, about Candy and Shamia and Todd and all of them, hooking up. Now this piece about Todd and Candy wanted the drug Portia. She is just going way over the top, which tells me she is really holding a grudge against Candy on a Lifetime movie level. And I think it's all connected back to how she feels that Todd and Candy more so supported Apollo when all the stuff was going down with his case and, keeping stuff on their property for Apollo. So I think she clearly feels some kind of way about that. She's nowhere near over that. She hadn't prayed that away. Okay, clearly she has not left that at the altar, because she is going for the jugular where Candy is concerned. So it's going to go down on Sunday, and I am very interested to see how all of this ends up. But yeah, and Portia, hopefully the light bulb will come on and maybe she'll get a clue, because at their age, for you to be that led by the nose by any other person, to even turn on other friends like some cliquish high school girl shit, that's not a good look. So look for the reunion part 4 review next week. I think it's going to be really, really good. If Bravo has hyped us up for next week to be a dud, I am going to be so pissed, because we had to even get through 4 parts to get here. So hopefully it'll be a good one. Until the next time, thank you guys as always for letting me have my 2 cents.